look into crypto. Tell me what your staking strategy is.
Yeah, so my my staking strategy is to preserve the T shares. So
Yes.
there's ways you can prune off things like interest and then roll it over into longer stakes, so that you're not falling behind. That's going to be my strategy. I'm playing this. I'm going to be playing this over multiple decades at a time. So
Right.
what a lot of people don't really realize is what a lot of the best investors do on the planet is at a certain point, like let's just even use like Bitcoin and Ethereum as an example. They probably de-risk like some of their Bitcoin and Ethereum holdings. But the thing is, like, they only have to sell off like a small percentage of their stack because they wait until you get these huge expansion
Returns.
cycles,
Mhm.
and then they move that over into like other assets so that they're still holding like the bulk majority of their bag so that they don't fall behind in the market.
But explain why. Explain why they're going to. It's very important you explain why, because there's a very good reason why they take a portion and move it into other assets. What kind of assets are those? Because that's important to highlight.
Yeah, I would say things like even real estate perhaps is like maybe even just like a hedge just to have some physical ownership of some property. They may even move it into things like equities if they see a potentially a good stock, because a lot of like the best performing stocks, like if you look at things like Tesla, there are actually really good performing stocks. So at certain points, like in these market cycles, it does make sense to like perhaps like de-risk some of your Ethereum or whatever. But the thing is, like the whole thing, the whole point is to do that without having to like totally not just destroy your entire bag, because if you mistime it, and there's a high probability you will, like nobody knows where the theoretical tops are, you have the real risk of losing your entire, like what you once held could be a fraction in the future. Because at the end of the game, when people take profits in this market, everybody's guessing, like they think it's a high number and then it ends up going higher than they expect. So I am not gonna put myself through that psychological stress in the next bear market. I'm just gonna de-risk a percentage, but I'm gonna have basically, okay, here's like the cryptocurrency I hold forever. I have no need to like sell this, and then I'm just gonna focus on other assets at the time with whatever I decide to de-risk with. So you never want to sell, like you never want to completely sell out of something, because the repercussions, like the probability of you doing it correctly is not very high to begin with. There's going to be people that happen to like it's just a handful of people that happen to sell like the tops in markets, and a lot of it just comes down to luck, because
exactly.
Once you enter a speculative bubble, like things are just exuberant, and you're not going to be able to, you'll think it's the top and then it's not, it goes higher. So I just know the safest way to survive this game long term, and my strategy is just to keep
because you don't get that trend, like you said. The trend is your friend, and that's when traditional market they call the alpha and the beta. So different strategy. You don't have to take off the bag. You let the winner run. That's the whole point. And the super rich guy, even in Bitcoin, I remember back in the day watching a good podcast from Trace Mayer. He had this good tactic that he does that give me an idea years from now. Once per year on January 1st, literally, he does the math. He sells just enough Bitcoin to pay all of his bills, everything, lifestyle for the whole freaking year. And he just let the rest, just like Richard used to say, at some point, it's so much money that it's just that you don't need to sell. That's the joke I tell people, like, sell for what? Go back to fiat and devalue? No, it makes no sense. If Hex is $1 or $10, dude, the amount of what, it doesn't matter. Like, does Elon needs to sell his stock? No. He just say, hey, I got it. It's in the bank. Like, it just uses it as collateral. And that's what the rich people do. That's what money is supposed to be used for, like gold. And that's what they're going to do with Bitcoin. They just use it as collateral, borrow money as a loan, so they don't even get taxable event and all this other stuff. They do what they need to do, and then they reimburse the money. And if they lose the money, then they can then say, hey, okay, let me sell some of my Bitcoin or whatever, or my Hex to cover, so to speak. But it gets to a point, it just sits there, and then you get that generational wealth. Because rich people, real one, want to stay rich. That's the whole point.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people also aren't considering is just how powerful even Tesla adding 1.5 billion USD worth of Bitcoin as asset on their balance sheet for Tesla. So just look at the most influential people on the planet. Like you have Raoul Pal, Mike Saylor, Elon recently joined. At a certain point, we are going to start to see countries adding things like cryptocurrency to their balance sheets. So I'm not going to ever risk putting myself out of position, because I can say without like any kind of I can say by 2030, whoever accumulated coins during this bear market is going to be in the 1% on this planet. That's where that's where things are trending. That's where the world's headed. If you don't have your bag, you are never going to have, you will never have those coins ever again. So I'm just going to focus on basically accumulating those blue chip coins. I know what they are. And then even in the next bear market, it's pretty nice being able to get paid out interest for basically while everybody else is trying to like out trade each other on the charts.
Yeah.
And I guess